everyone. It's Rob Golfi here with what's happening with real estate in Niagara, Hamilton, and Toronto. My name is, I'm with REMAX Escarpment, the Golfi team. We got Conrad Zurini here, REMAX Escarpment, REMAX Niagara, broker, owner, also developer, also builder, also landlord. He's everything you want. So he obviously knows something about real estate for sure. And then we got Brian Hogben here, Mission 35. If you want to know what Mission 35 means, he wanted to retire at 35, but he's still working. So what happened there, Brian? I don't know. Anyway, he has paid his house off at 35 years old, and he's a mortgage broker. Great guy, Mission 35. And also, we're talking about what's happening with iPro Realty.
Yeah.
I hear a little bit of a feedback in the background here, so somebody's got their door open maybe. So what's happened here, iPro Realty scandal is sending shockwaves through Ontario real estate industry. We're talking about $8 to $10 million in misappropriated funds. These guys had 2,400 agents in Southern Ontario. And so they messed up and they got audited, I guess, and they got shut down. And they ended up reopening as iCloud Realty with partners. What's going on, Conrad?
Well, it's look, it's an interesting thing. From what I understand, these guys got audited back in 2021. The market started to shrink afterwards, and they expanded large. And then I think what happened was it caught up with them. So they saw this big pile of money in a bank account, and they started using it. And I blame Rico for this. I honestly think, and I think the leadership at Rico should. I'm calling for somebody in particular to resign, because what's happened is they have this huge focus on the consumer, which I think is fine. They put a lot of resources into consumer complaints, but they forgot about the actual part that's the trust accounts and the brokerages. And I don't think they're stepping into these brokerages enough because we've heard anything from $8 to $10 million. So it's a lot of money. And and there's poor people that are, have deposits in to buy their houses and things like that. So I think Rico kind of dropped the ball because they thought, real estate in Ontario was so solid, and these, we don't, the brokerages are doing well. They were expanding at a rapid rate, and then they ran out of runway and ran out of money. So they used somebody else's money.
This sounds like in the mortgage world, almost like it's the Ponzi scheme, right? Like it's basically they're taking the deposit money, spending the deposit money, and then it gets replenished with
new deposit money,
right? Yeah. Like it kind of like as long as the money's coming in, they're able to keep that game going, right? So. Now,
Conrad, insurance-wise, are the consumers insured for that?
Is
there a limit?
Yeah, there is. You're right. It's a good thing, and it's $4 million per incident, but it's split up into two tranches. $4 million is for the consumers and their deposits, and the other $4 million is for agents, for commissions and things like that. But we've heard $8 million. We're not sure, but the thing is, and there's a lot of guys like myself have been saying, you got to increase that insurance, and they said no, it's okay. But how ironic is it that it's right on $8 million? 4 and 4, like, you know what I mean, like. 4 and 4, so they have an aggregate of $8 million. Yeah.
So, question. Okay, let's say there was $20 million misappropriated, right? Now, is the consumer screwed out of that deposit? Is it because it's only insured up to $4 million? That's $4 million divided by everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like some people have. Okay. Let's say the consumer. There's $8 million. Forget about the commissions for agents. $8 million in there. They're only insured for $4 million. So they'll probably get 50% of whatever their deposit is back, and then that's it. It's done.
Well, we're thinking that the government might step in. It's hard to say, but if you think about it, if you really analyze this, guys, they had about 400 listings. Okay, like at any one time. So if you think 400 listings, the average deposit, especially in the GTA, as a matter of fact, we have one that's in excess of $50,000 deposit. So do the math on, let's say, 300 listings that were sold, that they're 50,000 each or 30,000 each deposit. Like do 300 times 30,000. We're gonna run out of
million at 50 grand, right?
Yeah, we're gonna run out of money.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So it now I think we've like you've been audited many times
Yeah.
yourself. They
Yeah.
come in, you guys are good
Yeah.
because I know you guys are good because
Yeah.
I'll tell you, your sister, like
Yeah.
Joey, she's like on it like a freaking
Yeah.
ruler. Like if there's any problems, she's like she's very stringent on it, and that's what I love about working with you guys. You guys are always above board and always very tight on issues and policies and everything else like that.
Yeah.
Now, like wouldn't the banks recognize that these guys are misappropriating trust funds, trust money? Like, don't the banks look at that because they know that's a trust account?
Well,
Wouldn't their bank manager notice that?
But that's a great question because I think what they were doing is they were probably doing it normal. They were transferring it to their there's certain
Commission trust.
Just so people understand, there's like the trust account, the deposit comes in, and then there's another one that's called the commission trust account. That those monies flow from the trust account to the commission trust account, and then you pay agents out of the commission trust account. Like about 15 years ago, the money went from the trust account only to the general account. So there was monies always flowing. So in this case here, they didn't take monies out of the trust account and give it to their general. They went through the process, took it out of the trust account, brought it to the commission trust, and then they forwarded it to their own general account. No one was the wiser.
Nope.
Like no bank would have caught that in a million years. Right?
No red flags, nothing like that. So, the question is, what like we saw there was a couple in Niagara Falls. There was a company in Niagara Falls. Rio.
Yeah,
Now,
Rio. RIO. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How many of these usually happen? Is it very rare? Like, is it like?
I think you see one every few years. There's another one up north.
Yes.
$1 million. He took about $1 million. Apparently the guy's still walking around. Nothing's happened to him either. Now they've got a criminal investigation here. But now the goofball thing is now they've come up with this new company, like it's like a shadow bankruptcy. It's called iCloud. I think the guys that owned iPro looked at their phone. If they must have iPhones and they said, wait, iCloud, people see this every day. Why don't we call a real estate company this? Right? So, and it's a former manager of iPro. So this is why there's been communique after communique from Rico, our legislator, our registrar. They're saying, well, we've checked out this iCloud company. They're pretty solid, blah, blah, blah.
They were just registered on August 8th. Like they
July.
Their brokerage.
No, and they registered the company name in July, didn't they?
Yeah.
I think that
would
in
be
July.
Mid audit, mid shit hitting the fan. You're like, that's a little fishy for
so why are they allowing this like with people in the same like people that are involved like wouldn't they do this again? I hope everybody leaves iPro and iCloud and say, hey, you guys are going to mess me up now. Like these agents literally have to pack up. They got business cards with the office phone number on it. Mm-hmm. They've got things going on. People are probably trying to get a hold of the agents in some way or the office, and everybody's probably scrambling trying to figure out if their deposit's going to be covered. Now, will that delay closings, Conrad? Will that delay closings with this deposit being misappropriated?
I think the short-term ones will be fine. It's just as time goes on and they unravel more. And again, Rico doesn't have the resources. And I will tell you this: when we called iPro on a deal, they were answering iPro the D-Day, the day that it was supposed to switch over, like a Tuesday, right? They were saying iPro Realty, and they were saying, oh, we'll send you to our accounting department. iPro accounting department. I'm thinking, like, what is going on here? Like, you know what I mean? So, like, to me, look, I think there's going to be, you'll probably see a resignation from our registrar for sure, because this is out of control. Like I said, they've really focused on these piddly little consumer complaints and forgot about this monster over here that could happen. Who knows who else is out there that has a similar business model? That business model, it just doesn't work. And if you think about it, in the U.S., and I know you travel, Rob, and you're very knowledgeable, but in the U.S., there's very few iPro-esque companies. I would say even in Western Canada or Eastern Canada, there's not these kind of discount brokerages out there. Very few, because they have short legs and they can't survive. But Ontario's had a really robust time of it. And these guys did a lot of pre-con too. You got to remember pre-con, and that's gone. Right?
Oh, is that right?
Pre-construction.
So Was there any money owed to your company, like REMAX Escarpment,
Yeah,
REMAX
we did.
Niagara?
Remarkably, I think we looked at it. I think there was about maybe 30 some odd deals like this whole year. I think we had about 11 in the queue.
Oh,
And
wow.
some of them are leases, which is kind of precarious. A
Yeah.
lease is kind of weird. And then we had a deal in play, and we're trying to get it released, and we're trying to get the deposit back for the people. But they're all saying apply to the fund. There's a fund at Rico. You can get compensation fund. Realtors are applying for it. You know, it's funny when Rio went down. You know what? Rico never said to us to apply to the fund. We got our commissions like within good reasonable amount of time. Look, you got to think if the regulator was there since March, like this thing must be like a hornet's nest of activity, checks flowing back and forth. And I heard they replaced about 2 million in the interim. I heard it was 10 million, and then miraculously 2 million came back. So this is way over everybody's head, even at well, like, come on, that's a monumental size of a company going down. Definitely.
It is. Now, you think they'll see jail time or not? Or just a slap on the wrist? They just lose their license. They won't be able to practice real estate anymore.
Well, yeah, so they're banned from real estate, I heard, for 5 years, I think. That's what I heard. It could be 5 years or it could be life. I'm not sure. But you know what? Our legislator, they just got caught people cheating on their exams. So they got people and they paid people to do the exams. They just got caught, a big ring. And they said, okay, you know what? Come back in a year. Write the exam. So this is exactly, so when you got a legislator that's only cares about the quantity so their money is based on the quantity of realtors. So that's how they make their money. So when you count on that, then the quality goes out the window.
Oh, for sure, for sure. What else are we looking for, like, in this? Like, any other circumstances that are going to rise from this? I think we have a deal that we owe iPro money because they brought an offer in on one of our listings, so they're pretty well covered once it closes. Am I correct? Would that agent be covered?
Yeah, but I don't think those people get their agent. I don't think their agents are going to get paid for a little bit of time.
Right. So they're going to be scrambling.
Yeah.
Are you guys seeing the realtors are the realtors actually going from iPro to iCloud Realty? Like, because they had so many agents, are they actually moving over? Because that's got to be
well, there are. And just today, there was somebody saying, you know, I'm with the best. I just joined iCloud Realty. It's the best brokerage. Like, just today.
Oh, brother.
Like these guys,
they're
gotta be kidding me. Like,
was it AI or was it?
It must be relative.
I don't know what these people's problem. And look, and we've been talking to people, and maybe you have too, Rob, but we've been talking to them, and they're like, yeah, you know, whatever. It's a risk you take, and they're not really. None of them really care.
Well, obviously they don't sell real estate. They're just parking their license there. They don't sell real estate. I don't think that's and they're known as a discount real estate company. Like
1,100 guys out of the 2,400.
2,400. Yeah.
There was 1,100 and change. I think it's even higher that didn't do a deal this year. So
I think it's becoming more and more important because we see it in our space right now because FSRA is our RICO, like the Financial Services Regulation Authority. They come in and do audits, and we've had an audit on private mortgages passed with flying colors, but they don't come in that often. And I talk to other brokerages and how people have done things over the past 4 or 5 years. And to your point, Conrad, like running a compliant brokerage is more important than ever now. Like if you're looking for a real estate company, a mortgage company, like your business can go upside down in this type of situation. You got to be looking for someone that adds that value, not the discount.
So Brian, would mortgage brokers have trust accounts?
They can, but it would be more so when you operate private mortgages or mortgage investment corporations.
Right.
You have a trust account there. And
Gotcha.
we've seen our share of people in the industry operating similar to what happened with the iPro situation happens in the mortgage market, unfortunately, too. And that's why you got to deal with people that have compliance, have systems, have regulation, and have been audited. A great question to be is, have you been audited?
Yeah. Well, you know, it's interesting you say that because there's been a lot of them. And, you know, if you think about like Bridge, a few of these mortgage investment corps that they went down like huge. That was the one that they were financing 1 Bloor Street, the where Apple was going to go in that big building. They owned Coco Paving. They brought the whole thing collapse. They had to sell Coco Paving, this bridge thing. It's still going on. Rogers put in $1 billion into the fund.
Oh, God.
So all those things that, and Brian knows to it because you know that space really well. All those companies, we saw them early on. That was the canary in the coal mine that I think our regulator should have said, hey, wait a minute, there's problems happening in this mortgage world. We got to really beef up this side of things because it's just a matter of time when it gets over to the other side, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Insane. It was big news especially for the realtors in Ontario, even across Canada. And I remember seeing the last time at Rio in Niagara Falls, and it's that was big news even back then. And this one, way more agents, but Rio only had probably 50 to 50 agents, maybe.
And it was around $1 million. It was $1 million. Yeah.
$1 million bucks. And he lost his license. He lost his license.
Yeah. So, thank God.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. No kidding. Well, guys, listen, I appreciate you guys being on and educating the consumers and everybody else out there what's happening in real estate this week. And we will catch you guys next week on what's happening. All right. Take care, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Ciao.